Today I want to introduce you to the Romeo. Now this is Siser's 24-inch cutter, and this is amazing. Now if you've seen some of my videos on the Juliet, this is, I just want to show you real quick, this is a print and cut of a design that I did with Siser Easy Color DTV. Now look at that, no white. Now the biggest thing about this that I have seen is it doesn't have a laser. There is a camera that is housed in there. So it is capable to keep it on the lines the way the contour lines to cut. Just wanted to show you that because that is amazing to me. So now whenever you get the Romeo, what is included in the box is your Romeo cutter, the blade housing. You get 2 of the 45-degree blades. Those are the red ones. And then you have a 60-degree blade for your deeper projects. Then you get the housing, and you also get the pin adapter, along with your USB cables, your AC power, instruction manual, and your sample cover sheet. And also with this is the new roller. Now, I know that some of them did not come with that, but I think they do now. Ours came with it. Now, I will say this is very simple and easy. Now, it's not going to be in front of it. We are going to work from the back, and I will show you that also. And if you didn't want to, on your manual, you have a little QR code right here that you could scan, and that will help you set up your Romeo. But I'm going to show you real quick, and I'm going to come around to the back side. And there is a lever here that is up. Let me see if I can just. So you have this right here. Whenever you disengage, and I'm going to show you how to take all the parts out. So whenever you disengage, you're going to push your bar down. And let's go ahead and take that foam off. And I'm going to show you, we are going to take these foam inserts out, and then more important, we have these little stabilizers right here, and this is for shipping. And now that we have disengaged that, we can take those out. All right. And now with it still disengaged, if you notice on the metal and then you have the black part, you want to keep your rollers on those so that way it grips your vinyl and protects everything. Okay, so we have everything the way that we need it. So now we are going to pop the lever back up, and now they are snug. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to power this up, and I'm going to show you how to do this blade. Now, like I said, you have 2 45-degree and 1 60. We are just going to grab the red one and stretch it down this way so that way you can see a little bit better. Okay, so now you have 2 different knobs on here. One is going to keep it all controlled. This one's going to move, and then you are going to tighten the bottom. Okay, so you would draw it out, okay, loosen that up. And the thing about this is you want a credit card size just to be able to see the tip on there. Now this is covered, the tip is covered on here, so whenever you go to place it in here, make sure not to grab the top of it. It has a little magnet that goes down in there, so whenever you, and it pops it down in there, so you have a little bit of a magnet. So you want to see just a little bit. So I'm going to pull it back and give just, I don't know if you can see very good, but you just want just enough of it, and then you are going to tighten your screw back down, the gold screw, okay? And then I'm going to show you, we're going to loosen this up. Now, on this, you have a little lip for this. And whenever you insert it, let me make sure you can. Okay. So whenever you go to insert this, you are going to lift it and let it go over that little lip, and then you are going to tighten it back down. Okay. And then you also have your pen holder, the USB for a dongle or a USB drive, and then you have your power port. All right. And so we are just going to slide this back so that way you can see. All right. And I'm going to put this over here because we're not needing that just yet. And I'm going to show you how to register, and we are going to connect Wi-Fi on this. Now I already have the Juliet signed in, so I'm going to go ahead and register a new machine. Let's see if I can turn these lights out to try and... Okay, so I just turned off my camera lights so that way it wouldn't be such a glare, so that way you could see. All right, and so now I'm going to go ahead and I am going to register a new machine. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and I already have one, so let me go ahead and sign into that one. Okay, so now I'm going to select Romeo, and I'm going to name it Romeo also, so that way I don't get it mixed up. Now, it came all in plastic and the serial number was right here, so I'm going to use that so that way I know whenever I register my machine, so I can put everything on here. And let me go ahead and do that. Okay, and it's showing you, okay, so here it says material roller coming soon. Thanks for registering your Romeo cutter. Due to shipping delays, material rollers have not been included in your cutter. Don't worry. So mine actually had on the box a material roller inside, and it's taped and it said opened by Siser. Let me see if I can. All right. And just want to make sure that your address is updated and everything, so that way you'll receive a second notification once your material roller is on its way. So don't hesitate, you are going to get a roller. I was kind of curious whenever I seen on the top of it that it was taped open by Siser, and then it said that your material roller was inside. I really like this roller because it's not bulky and it's all in one piece. So this is very nice. All right, so now we are going to go ahead, and we've already downloaded the software, so let's go ahead and see what it does. Okay, so I'm not going to do the beta one. I'm going to go ahead and do the 1.15 that is stable. They are still testing that, the beta part, so I'm going to leave that one alone. I don't want to give myself any trouble. Let Siser work out everything. All right, so now I'm going to come over here to design, and let me check and see. Let's see. And guys, I love that light. I love the fact that this is a metal housing on here. This is really built stable and well. I love it. Now we are going to get into, let me slide this back over. I may have to go into another room with this to hook up this Wi-Fi, because if it's not close to the router, like my last video on the Juliet, it was not picking up. So let's see what we can do here. All right, so we are going to go into settings. We're going to go to Wi-Fi. All right, and we are going to scan. All right, now I'm just going to enter my password and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that I went in the other room and I got it to connect, I brought it back in and you can see right there that the Wi-Fi is connected. So now I need to connect my new machine. Let me make sure you can see this. All right. And then right here, we are going to go, and this is what you're going to enter in the box. So we're going to go right here and we're going to go, and then, so now let me just go ahead and I'm going to zoom in on my screen and I'm going to show you right here. It says the Juliet cutter connected, but we want to go ahead and we are going to click it, and then you have the drop down. So I am just going to check this one. So now we are going to connect it with the Wi-Fi. All right. So now we are going to follow the instructions on here onto the little. So we're going to press settings. We're going to go to Wi-Fi. Okay. So now that we're at Wi-Fi, we are going to make sure that we're connected to the appropriate network. Okay, and you can tell right here that the Wi-Fi is not connected on this one. And then we are going to go ahead and walk through the steps and apply it. Okay, so now in the box that's up there, I'm going to put that. All right. Okay. And now I am just, okay, so now that I got that on there, whenever it was on the Wi-Fi and your network, you have to wait for it to get on where it says cutter, and make sure that you have the numbers that are in the box that go with what's on the computer. So that way you can enter it in, so that way it communicates. So now, unfortunately, I had to bring it into the other room to get it close to the router to do that. But now it is connected. I'm just going to go ahead and take a scrap piece of vinyl, and I just want to test and make sure that it did cut. I mean, that it is going to cut. Okay. So I'm just going to cut it without a mat real quick, just to check and make sure that I have my settings and that it is communicating. I am going to move this roller over here, but like I told you in the beginning of the video, make sure that it is on one part of, those have little grids, and they're, so that way it holds your vinyl and it's not shifting. All right, so I'm going to move this one over. So I'm going to drop my raised lever down, okay, and that disengages it. And then that way I want to move it over so that way it will hold it right here. So I'm going to slide that over. All right. Then I'm going to move my lever back up, and so that makes sure that it's stable and it is back engaged. So, and this is just a, okay, and I am just going to right here, let's see, it's so big that I want to make sure that you see it. Now I have my name written out. I'm going to go ahead and click mirror. That way it mirrors it out. And then I'm just going to make sure that my setting on my for my material because it's all loaded with, preloaded with Siser material. So now I have over here, this is your material. I'm going to select, you have HTV, PSV, which is your adhesive. This is pressure sensitive vinyl. And then you have for other. So, and you have some little spaces to where you can add new ones. So I'm just going to do glitter. And then load. And then I'm just going to do a test cut. A little. Okay. So that cut out wonderful. So now I'm going to leave it right where it is. And even though you see it down here, whenever I go to press send for cutter, okay. I love the fact that you can move it wherever you would like, so that way it will cut it, okay? So now, just to show you, let me zoom in on my screen. So if you were to have a Juliet and a Romeo at the same time, you see right here it says connected to Romeo, and then with the Wi-Fi, you can click right there. Whoops. There we go. And you have your little drop down, and you can pick between which one you wanted to use. All right. So now I'm going to slide that over, and I'm going to move this towards me just a little bit. And we are going to pull that out. Now this is just Aura Mask. And I am going to, let's see. All right. So here's the key about this. I'm going to go ahead and disengage the rollers so I can go ahead and slide this through. And I love the fact that this thing doesn't slide around. It has that little matte grip stuff to where it doesn't move around. All right. Okay, now let me just make sure that this is, now this may take you a few times to do. All right. All right, so I lifted it back, I pushed it back down so that engaged it, but you just have to get past these little grips. Just a little bit. You may have to slide it a little bit more. Okay. And then once you get it in there, you want to make sure that you are lined up with that line. There's a little ledge so that way you don't go too far. You can just flatten it, and then there is my edge. All right. And it looks good because I have a little bit of this on here. And so now I'm just going to engage that. All right. So I can pull that back. All right. And now let me just find a cute little design. And I'm just going to go into, just go ahead and delete that. Okay. And now we are going to, let's see, we're going to go back to design. I'm going to go to the design library and find something. All right, so I'm just going to pick out one, and we're going to go ahead and do the Statue of Liberty. I went into the designs. All right. So now I want to come over here, and I am not using a cutting mat. I'm using the material roll, so that way it takes away the mat from you. And then okay, and here I'm going to set the design for 24, okay, by 24. All right, and I can turn this. And so it shows me right here, it is 9 by 22. Let's go ahead and bring it down as close as we can. Okay. And then we can go to our properties. All right. And then we can go in and set our material. We do the etched on that. All right. So now that I have my computer out of the way, go ahead and scan this. I'm going to move it back just a little bit so that way you can see it work. Line it back up. And I like to move my material back so that way it has a chance to move. And the key thing about the Romeo, you do not want to put it just on a small edge to where it's hanging off. Because it will not, especially on a print and cut. Don't do that because it's going to lay the material down. So now let me make sure that we are all in view. All right. And we loaded on that, and I'm going to leave it at 4. This is just some scrap vinyl. I wanted to show you with a roll. I'm going to leave it like this, and then we are just going to go ahead and press send on the cutter. Okay, send design. All right. And you want to go ahead and do the current location, but I want to show you one more thing. Okay. All right. Okay. And so here, right here is where I want to show you. Right down here, we have a auto weed box. I love this because the fact that even if you cut or whatever, you can weed that out. You just automatically have a little box just by clicking it. All right, so now we are just going to send this, but before we do, I'm going to go ahead and test this just because okay, so it just took the square out, but it did not cut very fine in between that. I mean, you can still pull it out. I'm just going to bump it up 2 more. Leave it right there where the pin is, and I am just going to press send to cutter. But I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, and it says send artwork to cutter, ensure machine is ready. Oh, I thought it was doing the weed box yet, but I guess it's not there yet. Okay, so now it is done, and I will tell you there is a little trick that you can either, even though I have the weed box around here, I want to show you, because this is a metal housing. I love that fact, and I want to see if I can get over here with the camera, take my scissors, and should, you know, the little Christmas cutters for the gift wrapping, I think that that would work even better. I want to say there was a lady on YouTube that I seen that had suggested that, and I was thinking about, so the fact that you should be able to run either, there we go, get it started first, but I think it would work a lot better with your that little, and then there is my weeded out weed box, and now I can work on weeding that out. All right, look forward to more videos with this. If there's something that you are wanting to see, drop it in the comment box, and I would love to help y'all out. If you have any questions about it, comment, like I said, and if there's another video that you would like to see, I cannot wait to show you more videos with this. I know that they just did an update and they did a beta. I'm not going to do the beta right now, that way that they can iron out all the work, you know, all the kinks in it and everything. But I believe once they get this going, this machine is just amazing. Everything that I've seen about it, I love the fact. People say it's more pricier, but you have a good housing. This machine is a high definition. You have a camera, you don't have a laser, and it's built very sturdy and it's very heavy. All right, like always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if there's something else you'd like to see, just let us know. And as always, have a great day. Thanks.